Hello everyone, welcome to an Iron Phoenix video tutorial. Now, I asked on the Facepunch forums recently what people wanted, and lighting was one of the things that came out, so I'm doing lighting tutorial. And this is the sort of thing which we've seen before at Facepunch, maps that have just been created and rendered with no lighting at all, and it creates this fullbright thing which looks terrible. So I'm going to get rid of that so that people stop vomiting, and I am going to bring up this. This is something I made earlier, a lot earlier, probably last year I think. Another one of my maps that's never seen the light of day. So we have a few different types of lighting. The first is the environmental lighting. This is cast when you have a light environment and these skybox textures surrounding the map, sealing the map. The next type of lighting we have is the interior lighting, of course, and that's cast with these are light entities. We also have light spot, light dynamic, and I believe that's it. Yes, light dynamic, light environment, and light spot. These are our casting lights. To create effects, we also have at our disposal point spotlight and light underscore env glow, or is it env? Sorry, env light glow. And if you position that where you want your light to shine from, it creates a little light glow. It's quite self-explanatory really, thinking about it. It will create a sort of a glowy light bit there. Now, I went through this lighting briefly in a few other tutorials. I definitely went into the whole sky thing in quite a lot of depth in the top 5 mapping mistakes tutorial, so I won't really go into that again. It's you know, add light, change it to fit the light settings. Look at that tutorial basically, because this tutorial isn't really about that. So, interior lighting. A lot of mappers make the same mistake. Lighting is not white. The only time that light is ever going to be a reasonably pure white is in very clean environments like laboratories. Any other time you're looking at sort of pale, very pale yellow for fluorescent lighting, or sort of dark colour. I use either this colour here or that one, and that kind of really sort of dulls down the lighting, makes it look very, very grimy, and it's perfect for environments like this, so quite sort of dirty bunker type things. The way to set up a light, okay, let's do that. The way that I learned how to set up a light, I actually did it from a tutorial, from a map. They released the VMF and it looks awesome, and so ever since I've copied the same lighting sort of setup, I suppose you could call it. So at the very top we have our light source. All lights should have a source. If you don't have a light source, it looks a bit weird, and I'll show you the other mistake that a lot of mappers make in a second. So we have our light on the ceiling. Now a lot of mappers make the same mistake recently. I say recently, they always have. When you're placing your light, a lot of people do this. They put the light right up here. Now what that's going to do is that that light entity is the centre of the light, and if you put it up there, it's going to create a massive glare on the top, which looks really, really unrealistic. What you want is to move the light down, and you move it so that the centre of the light is about halfway between the light entity and the floor. And that will create a nice sort of, it doesn't have to be exact, just sort of roughly. As long as you haven't got the light right up against an object, then you won't get the glare. So a reasonable distance away. Then what you do is, for lights like this, you add in a light spot. That will create the cone, the light cone. And then you can add one of two little effects. The aforementioned light glow. Just end of light glow. Or you can add, which I use mainly for car headlights actually recently, point spotlight. Just remember to change the value so it's pointing down, because it defaults to pointing at the side for some reason. That will create a sort of a slightly misty, crazy lighting effect cone thing that will come down, and it looks really nice. The last thing you need to do is obviously change the colour of your light. If you've got a light spot up here, you can leave that as pure white, because a lot of the light actually comes from the light entity. So you change that to be that colour. So when you render that, it will be all sort of dirty, and I'll show you in a minute exactly what that looks like. So I'm going to compile this, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, welcome back. And this is the bunker thing. Sorry about the frame rate, there's a lot going on. And as you can see with the lights, I've got my light entity about here. And there's no glare on the ceiling, floors, walls. And if I take it through downstairs, there's a bit of glare there. But all of these lights here, the light entity is about sort of there, so you don't create any glare at all. That's new. That doesn't seem to have a source. And here we go. This is the light I just set up. So we've got our light entity up here, got the spotlight and the spot, and then the light entity is around there-ish, so we haven't got any glare, but it does create a nice sort of a visible cone. Thank you for watching the tutorial, and see you back for more crazy goodness on something at some point. So I'll see you then.